for me, a book that I've read recently that enjoyed and was inspired by. I'm actually in the middle of a book right now. I'm kind of like yoga obsessed at the moment, and there's this guy BKS Iyengar who wrote a book called Light on Life, which is kind of a sort of his tale of his experiences of bringing yoga up from India in like the 50s and 60s. Something I've been kind of into lately. Let's see. Do you ever play pranks on other bands when you're on the road, and what's the best one? Well, I got a good story. Well, I mean, there was a crew to band member prank session on the last tour that didn't go so well.
Talking about marker on the face after being passed out.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Is that a wound you don't want opened here? Or
no. What?
We have a guy named Ryan that tours with us. He's kind of the youngest. He's the young buck on the bus, and he made the mistake of falling asleep pretty wasted one night, and so people drew all over his face and his shoes, and I think he was pretty bummed out about it. And then later in the tour, actually while I was gone for a night, Bobby fell asleep in the front of the bus, and he exacted his revenge on Bob, but I think it didn't go as well. I don't think but it happened.
Yeah, it happens.
Pranks were played, and I think what we learned from that is that we don't like to play pranks on tour anymore as a result.
You never really have.
We've never really been. Yeah, the worst prank ever was by the Fray to Jack's Mannequin on our last night on tour, when their prank was not really a prank, but really just kind of like a hysterical or not hysterical sabotage. Okay. Question: what did you want to be when you grew up? Hate to say it, kids. Rock star. All I really cared to do.
Park ranger.
Not a park. That's good. I like that. Okay, so favorite place to go on holiday? Well, I had the delightful experience of going to Bali once, which was pretty amazing. What type of yoga is my favorite? I'm currently practicing or getting into practicing Ashtanga yoga. Thank you for that thoughtful question. I feel like I'm pretty bad at it.
What's Ashtanga yoga?
It's just kind of like a more regimented form of yoga, but I don't know. That would take us all day, but it's awesome. You should look into it. I'm going to have Ashtanga teachers out on this tour. Come on, Bobby, come join us. You want to get your stretch on?
I'll be in that sauna.
Yeah, you sauna, I yoga. Beautiful. Why do you use proper nouns like Madeline in so many of your songs? That is a really good question, and I'm pretty sure after this record is done, I will never do it again. But I don't know. I like to write about people. I find people fascinating, and so I think it's just always something that I've done. But again, I think the two on this record is sort of, that might be the last. Can you tell us about the bonus track Locked Doors? Yes, I can actually. Locked Doors was the song. It was the first Jack's Mannequin song that was ever recorded as kind of Jack's Mannequin. It was I went in the studio with my producer, longtime producer Jim Wirt, and I'd written the song. It was sort of right in the time that Something Corporate were sort of reaching our hiatus, and I don't know. I think it was sort of symbolic of trying to break through this block that I felt like I had into something new and something exciting, and I think recording it was really the moment where I went, wow, I like this recording kind of on my own in the studio, and it's on the Best Buy the Best Buy version of the record if you get a chance to check it out. I think it's pretty cool.